Hello! Today's Friday, July 24th, my last day of my follow-up visit here in 2015. And I'm going to make this recording quickly and mostly from memory. I took a few notes to try to jog my memory. But, because I just got back and I have somewhere I want to go. But I want to get this done. So, here's how today went. I got to Hansa at 9 a.m. and had a sauna right away, which I was a little worried about because I sometimes get sick or have gotten sick in the past when I eat too close to having a sauna. And I had just had breakfast. They were really good about being able to move the sauna around all week for me to keep it away from meals, but it just didn't work out this morning. So I just said, oh, I'll stick it through. See? If I, would have gotten sick, I could have gotten out. And actually, I didn't feel that great, and I wasn't able to drink as much water as I really should drink in a sauna. But like I said, I just stuck it out because, I didn't end up staying the full time. I probably got out 2 or 3 minutes ahead of time, just because my tolerance was all gone. I didn't sleep that well last night, so that didn't help. Because I had the visceral massage, my abdomen was fine all night, but then when I tried to sleep, because I usually sleep on my stomach, I would like to sleep on my back, I just can't get to sleep in that position. And if I flip over onto my back while I'm sleeping, I usually wake up because for some reason that position just makes sleeping that much more difficult. So I was really tired, so that made it harder on my muscles too, because when I'm more tired, my muscles hurt more, they're more fatigued, kind of makes sense. So I just had no physical tolerance anymore for the sauna, so I got out 2 or 3 minutes early. Then I had a massage right away, and I had it with Kimberly, who was, I had her, most of my massages last year were with her, and her specialty is kind of more like energetics and my glasses are crooked. It bothers me when I watch these videos and my glasses are all crooked, but I can't get them to be straight. Anyway, so I've even gone to have the eye doctor adjust them, and they tell me that they're straight, but they're not, as you can see. Anyway, so Kimberly, she focuses on energetics and reflexology and things like that. And she was really, really great with my body last year. She can really kind of read what's going on and what your body needs. And I needed a lot of lymph cleaning out last year. So she was really good with that. But this year, just because of how scheduling was, I don't think as far as I know, they don't particularly choose a massage therapist for you, even though each massage therapist kind of has their own specialty way of doing things. I think you basically get scheduled according to what works on the schedule. So this year I had Melissa once, then I had Kathy 2 times in a row, and now I had Kim. And she remembered me. I was from last year. I was blown away. I was like, how do you remember? And she remembered different things that my body needed. But she said my lymph up in here was doing really well. That she remembers it last year and how clogged it was, and it's not a problem at all. She ended up working some spots on my feet pretty well. And it was so funny because she was really taking her time and doing a good job, and so I could feel sensations in different parts of my body depending on what she was doing in my foot. And I said, it's so crazy that the way God designed our bodies, that something in my abdomen will affect my foot or vice versa, and all over in your body. You can feel different things all over in your body depending on what pressure is put on your foot. So I look forward to that day when I'm in heaven and I get to hang out with the Lord, and he can tell me what he was thinking I hope he'll tell me some of the things he was thinking and why he created things the way he did, because I just think, I mean, he is knowledge, so, to say he's genius is just kind of redundant. But anyway, so I had that massage, and that went well. Not too much to say about that other than, she did some good work on my feet. That was really helpful. Then I had ST8 with the Valkian. The ST8 was all focused on my liver today, all 4 of the paddles. So I hope all the work on my liver will continue to show some good results going in the future. And the remedies I got too will help. So then, and the Valkian, you get Valkian, the singlet oxygen, while you are doing the ST8. Then I did a foot bath, the ionic foot bath. Then I had lunch. And then I did the power plate for 5 minutes standing up again. And this time it wasn't as bad. My thighs were a little tight, but it wasn't terrible. And then I had the Lux, and that was on my colon. And that Lux, man, I tell you, it's light. They force light through gemstones, and the different gemstones have different properties, and of course the light has healing properties. And so, and they target different organs in different areas of your body. And that has always been the one that fascinates me the most, because I can feel different sensations in my organs while I'm having the treatment, and then even after. So I was on my colon today, and I wouldn't say it made me sick, but it definitely, after that, I was really tired, and my abdomen was just not feeling right. Just discomfort, I guess I could describe it as. And I had about a half an hour then between the Lux and my doctor appointment. So first I tried to sit and visit with some people, but I just wasn't feeling, again, like I wasn't sick and I wasn't feeling like I was going to get sick, but I wasn't in a visiting mood. I did sit with them for a while and listen to them, but then I went up front to wait for my doctor appointment because on the off chance he was early, I didn't want to be sitting back there. He's sitting up front waiting for me, and I'm sitting in the back waiting for it to be time. So I went up front and kind of sat and settled and ended up chatting with different people anyway. And my abdomen settled and I was okay. So, and actually while I was waiting there, that's when I found out about the thing I'm going to do tonight. There's a woman who's here at Hansa who went to a church conference service last night, and it's continuing on all through the weekend, so we're going to go to tonight's service. So I have no idea who's speaking or anything like that, but she got prayer and stuff, and it was really powerful. So we're going to go. 3 of us were going to go together, but one of them had to cancel, so it's just 2 of us now. And, okay, so then I went in my doctor appointment, and first my doctor's been trying to get an email to send to me, and it wasn't working. So finally got that to send, and then to give me some of my records. And then, now I better bring up my notes. Okay. Oh, I had some supplements that I'm already taking, 2 of them for sleep, that I wanted him to check and see if they, if I should bother to keep taking them. And then he checked them, and then he gave me something that he had that should help me with sleep. Then I told him I had, all day, it was kind of like this, the upper part of my lower back was kind of bothering me. It was sort of like it couldn't decide if it was going to stay aligned where it's supposed to be aligned or not. So that's the best way I can describe it, because it didn't really hurt, but it just was uncomfortable at different points, and sometimes more uncomfortable than other times. And my right knee was just off all day. And so he adjusted my back first, and then he was trying, like looking at the knee and the leg. And in my knee, he did kind of adjust my leg and my foot and stuff, but in my knee it actually was more the muscle, the IT band, he said. So he percussed that, which it was very tender. Um, but, you know, I'm glad that he did it because then that should help relieve that stress on that part of my knee. So then I asked him if he, you know, just talking about that stuff, I asked him if he had any idea why my muscles get so tense. Like, what's the problem? And so first we talked about magnesium, but then he also talked about ammonia, that people who have toxic levels of ammonia in them often have muscle stuff. But I was clear of toxicity. I was clear of any allergy to ammonia. So then he said he was going to kind of experiment with me and pioneer some some stuff. So he was checking out emotional responses to ammonia, and it's basically like I have an emotional allergy to ammonia. Anytime it forms in my body like has an emotional response and then forms a block because that ammonia, likely because in the past the ammonia has caused the pain. And so I guess like in the ministry where I used to work, we would call that a body memory, that the body just responds a certain way because of what always has been. So he made up a remedy for that. And then we did some brainwave work, and we had done this last year, but we did it a little differently this year. He put headphones on me, and he had different brainwave CDs playing on his computer, and then it was going into my ears. Started with alpha waves, and then I don't know what order we all did it in, but alpha, delta, beta, theta. Well, those are the brainwaves I can think of. I know there's gamma too, but I'm sure we didn't do gamma because that's, I think that's like the spiritual level. But so he was just checking how my brain was functioning with the brain waves. He also put glasses on me, and the lights would come on in the glasses. It would be like red, blue, or green, and then all three, or sometimes he'd have them off. So then he would just check what my brain was doing in response to the brain waves that were playing in my ears and in response to the light. And then sometimes I would have to like raise my leg, raise my other leg, raise my arm, raise my other arm. So he was just checking how everything was all functioning. And so when it got all done, I said, "How's my brain?" And he said it was actually pretty good. I did take several of those one-time remedies that are like little beadlets. And when you chew them, it's like when you chew Nerds candies. They're kind of hard, but they don't taste bad or anything, so it's fine. Oh, then he checked allergies, food allergies. We did this last year, and I have my list here from last year and this year. I'm not going to read last year's because that should be on my last year's video. There were only a couple that were last year too. Pecans, and what was the other one? Nectarine? No. Yeah, nectarine. Pecans and nectarine were this year and last year. This year, the rest of them were cauliflower, sunflower seeds, benzoic acid. I didn't even get a chance to ask what that might be in. Avocado. Funny thing about that is in the last couple weeks when I would try to eat avocado, I would like gag. And I like avocado, but it wasn't like a mouth reaction. My stomach was like saying, "Don't send any more avocado down here." So that was really interesting to me. Apricot, soy milk, sea salt, and shrimp. Another thing that's funny about this list is a lot of that stuff I don't eat at all or not very often. Cauliflower I eat quite a lot. But the rest of that, not that much. Sea salt, I guess I probably get more sea salt than anything else besides cauliflower. I tried to do Himalayan salt, but if Himalayan salt isn't available, I'll do sea salt. So anyway, so we did those allergies. Then we talked about next time things because I wanted to know how imperative it would be for me to do all the therapies. certainly it would be best if you can do all the therapies and just, you know, stay here a week, do all the therapies, do everything the way it's all laid out, but I did not. I'm sorry, I was just realizing I didn't get a printout receipt when I checked out today, as I was talking about doing the therapies just now. So, what was I going to say? Therapies. Okay, so he said, you know, like, obviously it would be ideal, actually it would be ideal if I was just healed and didn't need to come at all, but as far as coming, the best thing to do would be probably to do the therapies, although there does reach a point where you don't really need them, and I don't know, your body might react probably poorly if you do them anyway, because the body is so efficient that then when you like do the therapy, it's just too much efficiency, I guess. That's kind of what I gathered from a different conversation we had earlier this week. But anyway, he said probably it would be good for me if I could at least do the ST8 with the Valkian and the Lux. And that was exactly what I had already kind of thought. Even before I came this time, I thought, well, I want to do the whole package this time, but next time probably just the ST8 Valkian and the Lux, and the doctor appointments, obviously, and get the remedies. And I don't need to come back for 6 months, he guessed. So I was like, all right, that's pretty good. My body's overall, I mean, I couldn't say that at this point a lot of my symptoms went away yet. I don't feel a lot different now than when I got here last weekend, whereas last year I felt a lot different from the time I came to the time I left. But last year I was also here for 2 weeks, and it was the beginning, so it makes sense to me that it would be like that. And what was I gonna say? So, oh, and the stuff he gave me today should most affect how I feel. The stuff for the muscles and the sleep. So I'm assuming those are going to work and that I will be feeling better and that 6 months will not be too long to wait. So then I forget, I don't know, you know, just like wrap up questions and little things. And then I went out and checked out, made sure all the paperwork and everything was in order. Probably had to sign some things. I don't remember. There was a bunch of us standing there talking, so we were kind of joking around and fooling around. I don't remember too much about the stuff we were supposed to do. No, they were working. They were being professional, but we were talking, and I wasn't paying all that much attention to exactly what we were doing. It was just the checkout process and the paperwork and what you do going forward. So then I said goodbye to everyone and hit the road. So that's all. Thanks for staying tuned to my journey to health. I do appreciate your support.